Gemini, darling, you have caught the eyes of a Libra, and they're going to be coming into your life. And I'm going to be explaining later on in this tarot reading why I feel so strongly and confident that it's someone that has strong Libra relevance in their chart, but what you need to hear right now to help make this relationship happen. And when I want to clarify as well, Gemini, when I say relationships, I don't just mean romance, because we have more non-romantic relationships in our life than we do romantic. We have friends, family, what have you. All right. Not to say this isn't romantic, but I also want to be very clear that not everything has to be about love. All right. So regardless of this here, Gemini, I think right now for you, it's really important because I see that you have started on this new path here. You have been released of the shackles of something from your past here. Maybe there is like a previous commitment that you had towards a relationship, maybe multiple. It could be like a sense of a job or something like this there in that manner as well. But with this newfound freedom that you have, you are starting to put yourself out there more. And because of that, Gemini, the Wheel of Fortune is starting to turn in your favor. All right. I have your Celtic cross laid out here, but right now for you, Gemini, while I know you are an air sign, you are the Queen of Wands currently. And so this is who you are currently. So I really want you to lean into, Gemini, being more unapologetically yourself. Where have you been holding yourself back in due to some previous constraint of maybe perhaps a toxic relationship, toxic work environment? There's something that was just not really productive in your life that really held you back from unapologetically being that Queen of Wands. And now that these shackles are starting to remove themselves, because I feel like this is a progressive thing for you, Gemini. I don't think this happens overnight for you. It's like you're able to catch your breath enough, and now you're able to explore new territory. So then before I even continue on in this tarot reading, Gemini, because I know I'm just going off here, let me introduce myself. My name is Velka, darling. I've been a tarot reader for over 12 years. What makes my tarot readings a little bit different from others, Gemini, is that we also talk about the good things that you're manifesting in your life, like I just started to, but I like to have my tarot readings to give you more of a sense of direction or clarity of what's going on in your life, so you can leave this tarot reading knowing what to be doing, because it's like, what good is to know all this good stuff that's apparently manifesting for you if you don't know how to go from point A to point B. Not me hitting my mic, honey. So if I sound like the type of tarot reader for you, darling, and you're looking for more clarity, then let's just get right into this, right? Enough of the introductions. Gemini, whatever, let me know in the comments below. All right. I don't want to just make the immediate assumption. Like, you have the Four of Wands in your past situation there, and that's why I feel as if there's like you're releasing yourself from some type of commitment from a person that you thought was a soulmate, and maybe they were, but they were not. It's the type of relationship that just, for whatever the reasoning is, it just isn't happening, it isn't working out for you, Gemini. And so it's really important for you to shift your focus, shift your view. If there's, and especially I want to be talking to some of my Geminis here that really love readings, honey, and don't be worried, don't be scared, honey, I get it. But Gemini, especially if you have been obsessing over trying to get someone to love you, trying to, and not even just in a romantic way, maybe it's like a friend or a family member, even like your boss, just trying to reciprocate the energy a little bit, right? To match you here. And you just can't seemingly try to win them over. Let it go, because you have, as I said beforehand, you have a Libra coming in here that's going to be coming into your life here. And I feel as if it's a little bit of a 50-50 on some of you Geminis, in the sense of if you've crossed paths with this Libra or not. If that is the case, I feel like it's just more so acquaintanceship. You haven't had the time to really fully conversate with them. But the reason why I know for a fact that it is a Libra is because, one, the Empress has some relevance, some connection to Libran energy, but also I just did Libra's reading right beforehand, and their overall energy for this week was the Emperor, all right? And it came out twice for them. And so to see this divine counterpart energy with the Empress here, and when I saw it, I immediately just thought of Libra. I was like, yeah, so pay attention to that, Gemini here, all right? I know for some, you may not be interested in like welcoming in new connections, right? But let's get into this Libra here, right? Let me show you why. Also, another reason why I know it's a person. is because you have the Page of Cups in your spread. And the Page of Cups, Gemini, represents a new like by definition talks about a new person or an opportunity coming into your life. All right. And so I'm not just saying person just because or what have you. I'm saying person because there's legitimate reason to it. So let's take a look about this new energy. Let's take a look about this new Libra. Like, how do they play a role in your life here? Two of Wands, definitely someone that's going to be part of your life for the foreseeable future. If your main reasoning behind not wanting to entertain new relationships, new connections in your life, Gemini, because like you just aren't interested in acquaintances and flings, I feel like this Libra would definitely be able to provide substance to you. And it also, the Two of Wands represents contracts as well. So maybe it's a card of collaboration. 10 of Cups coming in here. So this is definitely somebody that fills more than one cup in your life, Gemini. And what I mean by this is that the 10 of Cups is like each cup, whether it's career, finances, love, friendship, companionship, so on and so forth. Like you have it all as the 10 of Cups. Now you might initially see this, Gemini, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is just about love. We're making kids, having a family with them. No, it's really just like having someone that's like family to you. But again, I feel like they fulfill more than just one role in your life. Maybe it's like a new friendship, but also a business person. Maybe it's a new romantic relationship, so on and so forth. You get that? Let's do one more to clarify this. And then the 9 of Wands coming in here. So I want to even actually lean more into Gemini, that you've already crossed path. Like this Libra already knows that you are around with that 9 of Wands, because the 9 of Wands is somebody that has made it a point to stay in some way relevant in your life, either relevant in your life or still be able to have both of y'all's paths be accessible still. Does that make sense? I don't know if they like follow you on social media or something, but this is definitely somebody that has intentionally made it a point to try to stay in like your scope in like your radar. I don't know. It's an interesting message. I haven't gotten one like that before, Gemini, but yeah, let's just continue on here. You have the Knight of Pentacles coming in. All right. And so when this relationship comes into play for you, I feel like you're more so just focusing on your money. You're focusing on things that you just want to just be working on with your own self here with that Knight of Pentacles. Let's take a look. What is actually the emphasis here? High Priestess. Yeah. What is your intuition telling you, darling? Temperance. Oh, okay. So there's like whatever it is that you are currently working on, Gemini, it's something that you've been knowing that you've been needing to work on, and you are just done finally ignoring your spiritual team and pushing you into a certain direction. Maybe you've been always feeling called to, Gemini, doing a podcast, just picking up like a workout routine. Maybe you started shifting how you dressed and presented yourself. Like you're finally starting to take action and developing something, Gemini, that you've been a little bit too patient in like putting off and delaying it, right? It's just like now you're finally addressing it here, because you have this full energy, Gemini. So it's interesting to me, while it's like you caught the eye of this Libra here, you're really like, it doesn't seem to be anyways, Gemini, and you can correct me in the comments, of course, but it doesn't seem to be like you're looking for like people coming into your life. You're more so focused in on starting a new chapter of your life. You're really going into stepping out of your comfort zone, because there's something associated with your comfort zone or outside of your comfort zone, Gemini, that is either profitable or just like what it is that you're wanting here. I feel like you are really, I know it's a little bit corny, but I was just shown like the sense of shedding. So, or like a metamorphosis, like like caterpillar to butterfly. And my regulars know I'm not really one for cliches, but sometimes there's a time and a place for a cliche. And I think this is one of those times, because I feel like with this full energy, with this Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, this is like the sense, Gemini, where it's like you are voluntarily like shedding yourself of a skin. It's like you're ripping off like a layer of yourself, because you are holding yourself accountable and being like, you know what, I've been in this space for too long. Let me break free. Let me rip out. It's interesting, Gemini. I'm so curious for those, like I really am, like please leave me in the comments, Gemini, if this is like how your mind is currently. I don't know, I feel like I'm like really tuning into the current perspective or mindset of Gemini. Anyways, in your power position, Gemini, you have my favorite card in the minor arcana, darling. Love it. The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is being in your power position represents that you're able to grab attention, Gemini, without you even trying. And so I'll just say this right off the bat here. I don't feel like this relationship comes into fruition through a dating app or through some type of sense of where it's like intentional, like coming into companionship. I think this more so comes in from a place, Gemini, of on some level I feel like it's because I feel like for many of you Geminis, you already know who this Libra is or someone that exudes heavy Libran energy. But for the others of you, I feel like you need to make it a little bit easier, and maybe that's what it is you already are working on, Gemini. But I'm gonna call you out. Like, I feel like it's pretty hard to get to know you. I feel like it's like really, sometimes I'll chastise some of my clients where they're just like, oh, Velca won't love, and they'll book love readings with me. And it's just like each time I talk to them, it's, girl, do you want to even be seen? It's for you. Are you even trying? Are you making yourself available for people to get to know you? And I feel like I'm not trying to chastise you, because I do definitely get Gemini, especially due to the Seven of Wands here. There's good reason as to why you're pretty guarded, right? Because it's like a lot of different eyes on you. I don't know if you have a platform of some type or if you do social media or whatever. There's just like a lot of different eyes that pay attention to what it is that you do, and you always have to just keep like a gray rocking. I don't know. There's like this sense of where you really are protective of who actually gets to know Gemini, because you've been burned too many times in the past here. Now we have this Seven of Cups energy that you probably have noticed Gemini keep on squinting at and wanting to figure out like what this is about here. The Seven of Cups is in your, what is in that position? It's in your hopes and fears. And so this really leads me, and it makes sense because you have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, like all of these energies of adventures and exploration, Gemini. So it really leads me to believe what you're wanting to explore is just like new avenues. So I feel like that's how you get into connection with this Libra more, is maybe this Libra has connections to the things that you want to do, or you share this similar interest with the Libra in that way there. Whatever the case is, Gemini, I feel like you should just make it a little bit more of a point with whatever it is that you do explore, to see if there's anyone. Just be vocal about it. I would even start posting about it on social media, Gemini, to give people the opportunity to get to know you more and to showcase me like, oh, hey, I like that as well. All right, so clarifying this Seven of Cups here, we have the Hierophant, the Three of Cups here, and the Eight of Cups. All right. Yeah, like it's probably been a long time since you've been in, like you developed like a new connection, Gemini. I know the Hermit is associated with, who is it? It's Virgo, right? The Hermit is associated with Virgo here, but I have a sneaking suspicion, Gemini, that there's probably been some cobwebs down there, darling. It's probably been a hot biscuit since you really made like a new connection in your life that has some substance. It's been a while, right? 'Cause it's interesting, again, because it's just not to say that you have a bunch of enemies, and because that's just, girl, that's so dramatic, but it's just, there's just it's so hard for you to have like actual genuine connections that like either don't want something from you or something. Like, I don't know. I'm so interested to hear about y'all's lives, Gemini. It's such an interesting way to, I'm trying to unpack it, but it's like a dynamic that I'm not really familiar with vocalizing. Anyways, in your outcome position, Gemini, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Fabulous energy here. Ten of Pentacles, didn't we? It was, yeah, we pulled the Ten of Cups for you as well. Yeah, the reality is, Gemini, whoever this Libra is, Gemini, they definitely play a pretty big role in your life, and not just in the sense of companionship or work, or it's a lot bigger picture type of thing here. It's like, I feel like they become family to you. All right. And how they become family, whether it's through marriage and screwing, or whether it's through just being friends, again, leaving that to you, because I personally, I don't really think about love, but I'm not trying to like project that onto everybody else's story. Getting into your oracle cards for today, Gemini, you have the White Raven Spirit number 66, equaling to 3 in numerology. So look that number up, see what messages 3 has for you this week. Trusting in the magic. All right. Trusting in your spiritual team and guiding you to, there's a reason as to like why they're having certain people come into your life. King of Pentacles, clarifying this, by the way. I don't think I said what I was doing. Six of Cups coming in here, and then the Eight of Swords. Trusting the magic. Six of Cups, King of Pentacles, Eight of Swords here. More so, this leans into trusting in the magic of no longer holding yourself back on taking action towards like building something bigger. So Gemini, if there's been like this idea that you've been sitting on of starting like a side income or something in that manner here, like especially when I see this King of Pentacles, it's like you've been holding yourself back on creating something in that strong King of Pentacles energy because of like stuff in the past that put you in your head, that started that imposter syndrome. Maybe you tried to start a business beforehand and it fell flat on your face or something. There's this sense of stop holding yourself back in that way. And then your moon oracle card for today, Gemini, is the last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. All right. And I feel like that's more so just dealing with your own personality. Gemini will just clarify this with Four of Pentacles here. Yeah, reveal what it is that needs to be seen, and more so focusing in on just yourself and what you truly want to put more energy into doing, but also being more unapologetic about what it is that you want to be doing here. So you start attracting your tribe of folks. So that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you, Gemini. Hopefully something in here resonated with you. If you want further clarity in your life, I do one-on-one private readings only through my website, which is linked down below, simplyvelca.com. But until next time, Gemini, I'll talk to you later. Bye, darling.